Hey, bro, this is Sunspan and Purge and Slacks bringing you a Game 3 of the qualifier Round 1 match between Complexity and Power Rangers. My goodness, I had to change my diapers after that last game, Purge. How about you?
I want to divert this to saying that you're the first person that I think that's ever done that intro and actually done it in the same way that I do it. So I just want to congratulate you there.
I was hoping to do it for
offended.
longer, like that part, for like 15 seconds, but I thought you'd interrupt me and ruin it. So maybe next time.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah, but good job. At first I was insulted, but then I was like, wow, he actually knows exactly. It's an octave change, you know. It's not about just the words. There's some.
I practiced it so much.
There's only one Purge Gamers, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm Purge Gamers 0.5. Okay.
Happy to say that Ricky Maru's not here.
Damn it, man! It's gonna happen. Okay. Do you think you actually don't think he's gonna be picked the entire tournament?
I don't think he'll be picked the entire tournament.
I think he's gonna be picked by a team that's
about to lose.
There's no case in which a team's eliminated and still playing. So
okay.
I guess that's not gonna happen. He's gonna be picked. Okay. It's happening.
Pretty clear first pick Oracle, one of the best heroes that's currently in the pool here. They even banned out some like tier 2-ish heroes, Phoenix, Shadow Fiend, I would say maybe.
Slacks, what did you think of that last game? Give us your in-depth stats analysis.
It was a pretty evenly matched game, both because of the hero picks and because of the skill of both the different teams. The Wind Ranger had a lot of different item choices that I didn't quite agree with, but overall, both teams really put in their hearts and souls in the effort. And they deserve the outcome that they both got. JK, it was shitty! Ha ha! Fuck you, Wind Ranger! I'm gonna mute myself.
She won, so there is that.
Oh, she did? Oh.
Were you watching the game by any chance?
Bobby, back to stats.
All right,
see you in a bit.
Good to hear from you, Slacks. Thanks for the updates. Complexity to go with Nature's Prophet Dazzle, so a potential push strat. What else do they have to go with here? They have Razor, potentially. Technically Tinker. That's not that great, though. There's not really that many pushers, I guess. I'm always looking out for like a DK or something to that effect.
I mean, Bristleback's pretty good for pushing too. As long as you turn your back before the hate comes, then you're all good. Enigma's very good against it. I don't think they'll go all in on push. I think that both teams clearly need to play pretty standard. I think they're both pretty equal in terms of skill level. I mean, maybe last game was stomped in the early game because of how well Limp played, but he had a great lane. So, not too surprising.
And of course, for those that don't know the format, this is the qualifier stage right now. First round, upper bracket. It is double elimination. Essentially, the top 2 teams that make it out of the 8 will move on to greet the 6 directly invited teams for the group stage / playoffs. So, exciting times to come, sirs and madame. Treant Protector for PR. This is a CIS gem. The Treant Protector.
It's a pretty good Treant game. So far, at least. Not a lot of damage coming out of Complexity, so adding some defensive tactics to the heroes that they're going on is going to give them some good advantage.
How good is, I was going to see both Bristleback and Razor, so pretty damn tanky lineup for Complexity overall. How does Poison Touch interact with Living Armor? Does it take off the ticks?
Well, it all comes down to how much the tick damage is. If the tick damage is below a threshold, it doesn't remove things like Living Armor or Fraction. So for Poison Touch at level 1, I don't think it's going to work. But if you get it up to like level 3, I bet it would break the sources. But keep in mind it's very delayed. When you Poison Touch, it takes like 3 seconds maximum before the damage starts getting done. It'll slow you during that time, but the damage starts ticking after that. So it's not really that great of an ability for stopping Living Armor unless it's already been applied. And most Dazzles aren't going to want to level up Poison Touch anyway, so I don't see it being an impact here.
Oh my. I love seeing Axe. What a big, juicy red boy he is. Only 13 seconds to get their last pick, though. There is no bonus time in Captain's Draft. And this is taking into consideration that 30 seconds were added by Valve to each team.
Yeah, it was a long
latest
draft.
Update. So, yes! Terrorblade.
Okay.
This is a very interesting lineup, to say the least.
I kind of like TB here. Obviously, Sunder is very good against high HP heroes, and Razor, Bristleback are like that. They're heroes that are medium damage, medium to high damage, very high HP relatively. So I think TB can work against that. Also, his refraction ability is just going to overall provide a lot of team fight advantage to them. you don't have to cast on anybody directly anymore. You just cast and it hits everybody. So against stat-heavy heroes like Razor, it'll be a nice counter against him. And also, it's just a lot of damage overall from Terrorblade. There's so many cool heroes that
That
you never
heavy,
see.
you say?
You know, I was going into Captain's Draft, and I really didn't know if we'd see that many off-the-cuff heroes. But look at this game alone. There's like at least 4 heroes that are rarely picked.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is that some here, like Enigma's like almost never picked, but Terrorblade occasionally, but you get to see him more often in Captain's Draft, right? And there's always potential to bring somebody. Maybe Enigma comes back because this game's going to be amazing for him, or maybe it's just awful and he'll never be picked as a result. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, they don't really have much AoE to combo with the Black Hole, so it's not that kind of a game for him. But
It doesn't matter.
yeah,
You don't need to have AoE. It just buys you time for Razor to stat more damage, do more damage, bristle back, and right click more. I think it's a good call. I think they're going to do a dual offlane for complexity, maybe a solo safe lane on Prophet, and then Razor mid Enigma jungle is what it looks like. I think Nature's Prophet Treant Protector might have to go boots first over Iron Talon, and maybe try to do some aggressive roaming if the Enigma is solo. If that's the case, Enigma or Treant needs to pressure him.
All right, so winner of this match goes on to the next round to face one of the winner of the next series, while the loser, I actually don't know how the brackets are set up as far as who they would actually play, but they'll move on to lower bracket regardless. And we have a
Psychic.
pause. Damn, son. Damn.
So
right.
Axe going to the safe lane to probably lane against Nature's Prophet, which I like. I think that's a good. Well, if he's against Bristle plus Dazzle, either way this is fine. Axe is already a pretty good offlaner, decent offlaner, so I think he'll deal decently against these guys.
The one problem that Complexity is gonna find here, and Slacks can back me up on this, is that Nature's Prophet has a mushroom hat.
Oh God!
Slacks, what
It's
are
not
your
good.
thoughts on that, man?
Oh boy, we all know that the Nature's Prophet hat, you actually can't buy that. It's put in your inventory if you do ridiculously stupid things, so we'll be on the lookout. That's a bad sign.
Yeah. Should be interesting to see if he can combat that awfulness and maybe come out ahead in this match today, but only time will tell. By the way, people can't hear you in-game. Pretty sure. Don't know if that matters to you, Slacks. Probably.
Are you sure? How do you know that?
Well, can you talk real quick, Perch?
Hello, test, hello.
Okay, maybe I don't know, actually. I thought it was working before where I could see when... I guess I can't see when you talk either. No idea.
Does NP have like a ultra secret name on Dat Dota or something? So like...
What?
Furion?
What?
I just tried to copy paste the that Dota thing for Nature's Prophet. Didn't work.
Nat Dota?
You know how it go.
Okay. What are you
Nat
eating now?
Dota.
Slex, what are you eating?
It's a
Okay,
secret.
great, thanks.
I think he's just going to type it as a stat. I think that'd be better, actually.
Okay.
Let us know what you're eating. Update us.
This is a picture of a
minutes.
sandwich.
Just put a picture of Windrunner. We'll know that you mean sandwich/toilet. It's interchangeable. We have to create like a new language. It's possible. Difficult, but we can learn.
I'm prepared. Axe says every axe immortal. I really like this axe. It's pretty cool. It's more like a scythe, but
Let's see.
whatever. That shit's cool.
Oh, the blade. Oh, he has
Mist Reaper scythe.
he has 2 immortals, right?
Yeah. I actually don't like the helmet one. I like the effect it makes, but I don't think I like how it looks.
Sorry, 3 immortals. That's right.
Oh, because the cape too.
Yeah, the cape. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I mean, the mask changes the Berserker's call, so that's cool, but
Yeah.
the mask itself I don't like.
Yeah, agreed.
Then the back piece changes battle hunger, I want to say, and it looks cool. And then the one over his shoulder, I don't think changes anything except blade mail icon changes to something different, which unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, the enemies cannot see that new icon to avoid confusion in the future. Probably a good choice, I guess.
I haven't been listening to you for the last 20 seconds.
I'm just filling time with cosmetic trivia.
Okay.
So,
This would be
speaking
some
of cosmetic
It's a good
trivia,
time for a statsman to save us from this pause.
Slacks is useless. He's just eating. Yep,
Lower?
still eating. There we go. All right, let's see.
It's a valid stat. I can't confirm that.
Let me see. This is
Did
the
effigies
Phoenix.
get it I guess effigies got like unequipped. Huh? I don't even think I've ever equipped my effigy in Reborn yet. I used to have one.
Not sure.
No,
Batman.
he said Power Rangers, not
Yeah,
complex.
they only have 2. Yeah, he's looking at. There's a golden one in the middle. Slacks.
Oh,
You
that
missed
one
the
wasn't
big
there.
shiny
It
one.
wasn't there. I can confirm. No, I'm serious. It wasn't there.
Bunch of liars. Delete your Yules and apologize. All right. Well, their PR is going to group up here top for this bounty rune, and
Alright, I currently have 2 gold stars. Sunsan has 1, and Pimp has 1.
I need more Slacks, please. I need your gold stars. Don't
Like,
you
that
dare give me a
gold star
windrunner.
was so like poorly made too.
It
Do you
looks
see like
horrible.
the little pixel on the leftmost tine of the star?
It's like a half-assed
It's like
star.
pixeled. It's like pixeled. It's like Valve's like, it's generic icons, throw 'em in. Whatever.
Swindle's going to contest
It's gonna be a
this.
fight here.
Could be an interesting one. J4 goes Leech Seed first. Applies it to the Bristleback. Razor's going to get a
I think
free
he's
bounty
just
rune.
dead. Okay, that
Swindle
was...
is taking so much damage. The Grave at the last second, and Z-Freak with a nice body blocks. He might have to sacrifice his
Okay.
life. Leech Seed's off cooldown in 6 seconds. Swindles.
I think they have to chase this for the least 3. This is a good way to do this.
Heals up nicely.
He
Yeah,
will
Z-Freak is one way or another, he's dead. And it's going to be the right click of Treant Protector taking the first blood.
He did a great job though. Like not letting the Bristleback die was pretty important. It cost him a self, and he's going to lose some mana here. But I think that's okay. Nicely done.
No, General doesn't miss much. I think he missed 1 creep maybe. No, actually, it looks like he got it. But the bounty rune was picked up by Razor. And who got it bottom? Looks like it was Axe. So even in that regard, I suppose.
And now True Protector is going to make Enigma's life a living hell. He's going to have to go in jungle by the Ancient Camp because he's just getting zoned from the jungle. It's going to be really tough for him. He's going to see him with the Observer Ward, and that's going to suck.
Treant has to be one of the most feared heroes in the very early stages of the game. Highest base damage in the game. Is that true?
Yes, pretty accurate.
You had a twin brother or twin
No,
sister?
that's not true. I don't have a twin.
So you
It's like
say.
making shit up again.
Now, Bristleback top lane is going to be left all alone versus this tri-lane of sorts. I mean, this isn't the most traditional tri-lane, but it's pretty powerful.
It's weird, yeah. I kind of like how they have Oracle, though. They have quite a few heals. They have Treant heals, they have Leech Seed, and they've also got the Oracle one. So it's kind of cool watching them go together. Also, with Treant getting that first blood, he gets a boots to start the game off, which makes his right-click damage way more threatening.
Yeah. Well, this top lane is interesting. Swindles is obviously the off-lane player in general. He's playing off-lane in the safe lane, while Chessie is going to be grouped up with Z-Freak in this bot lane. And although Axe is okay against Nature's Prophet, Chessie should be getting put like pretty much free form, I would think, in this lane. Unless he gets pressured by Enigma in some way.
Ooh,
Courier
got sniped.
died. Was that in
No.
mid? Oh my god, how's that even happen?
Ooh.
Limp's taking a lot of right click. Fortune's
Oh, nice game.
end. Goodbye.
That was nicely done. Oh, double south. Stake there.
Okay, it stacks, bro. Hey. Hey. What do you think about Terrorblade versus Bristleback 1v1, if it were to come to this, which is looking unlikely?
I think Bristle would win that easily. I feel if it was a true 1v1. But considering he got zoned at the start and he had a regen punishment. I don't know, it's not terrible.
Oh, he's going deep. He pops Reflection. J4 has the Leech Seed. Is there any TP support from Complexity? Swindle has his back to them, taking a lot of damage mitigation, but, I mean, like we talked about, J4 hits like a goddamn truck.
Yeah, it's not terrible for Terrorblade because he's got a huge amount of base armor, so it means the right clicks from Bristle as well as the Quill Spray do less. So I guess it's alright for Terrorblade, but I feel like if it was a true 1v1, I feel like TB would lose that. The issue is that when he does use Metamorphosis, Bristleback just turns his back and walks away. So if it's a 1v1, he's not going to be able to get that advantage. But due to having supports here, he can now, with this small advantage, completely crush what Bristle's got.
Axe having a little trouble in the bot lane. Didn't really think about this, but he's going to have some trouble against this dual lane because of the Dazzle. So if you get the counter Helix, in theory, is really good against more creeps, but you just heal them up and does more damage to Cheshire Cat. So, but he's surviving for now. And this is essentially their off lane as well.
He's doing okay. Enigma also shifted to the enemy jungle. That way it's less easy for Treant Protector to shift over and deny his farm, but they do have a
he's
ward
coming.
up.
Yeah, Malefice is ready to go. There we go. Chessie has a
And now the
sprout
sprout.
if needed.
Sprout. Oh, he's got a sprout on top of the midnight pulse. I can't believe he didn't sprout.
Is it happening?
He does have a
All
tango,
right,
I
he
guess.
sprouts and blocks him off. Living armor is applied, but
That was
Cheshire Cat's
really
going to find his
smart.
way to the grave.
That was a 6 sprout from Nature's Prophet. He did that so that if he sprouts on top of the axe, axe cuts one tree and he gets out. If he sprouts the whole sprout in the way of him, then there's 2 sets of trees that get in the way.
Did Axe have a tango that he ate
did.
at the last second
Yeah.
or something? Okay.
I thought he was going to sprout on top of the midnight pulse, but axe did have a tango.
Top
So
lane,
if he sprouted,
Fortune's
it
End
wouldn't have
applied to
wasted.
Swindles. He's kind of stuck between 2 here, but
got a
Recovery
9
has
stack.
5 stacks.
I mean, they can definitely chase him now. He's
Wolf
out of mana.
Spray.
That's a kill, I think.
And Purifying
needs vision,
Flames. He needs another Purifying Flames for this kill. Not
Yeah,
going
it
to
gives
find
up
it.
on it.
Meanwhile,
Very
bottom lane,
slick
Grave
heal.
applied to Zfreak. J4 on the run. Living armor's available if needed. He's going to apply it to Cheshire. Has just taken right clicks galore from Handskin, Zfreak, and Chessie. And they're going to find yet another kill. This time, Nature's Prophet takes the bounty.
Is this Enigma's Particles bugged for you guys too? Oh, he looks like a plushie to me. Oh, they might actually kill Nature's Prophet. Damn it, they have the Tree Man.
Tree Man
I
dies.
keep messing it up. I keep saying Nature's Prophet instead of Tree Man Protector.
How is Enigma's thing messed up for you?
He doesn't have the particles around his little, like,
Yeah,
genie
the-
thing.
Yeah. He looks like a genie in a bottle more so than ever.
Oh, it's back. Never mind, we're good.
Wait, I need to see this for myself. Oh, yeah. What the heck? That's so weird.
Wait, you can see it now?
Yep. No cosmetics for Enigma yet, other than the one for TI. Truly unfortunate. Mid
Oh,
lane.
no, it's Eidolons.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, what was that for? That was
What?
also TI
It was
related.
just, maybe.
It wasn't. It wasn't like third
It was
party.
like a chest. It was like a chest reward or something. Like a very rare chest reward.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it was TI related, but
I don't think so. Now that I think about it. In top lane,
I'm
Swindle.
gonna try to kill him.
Fortune's End, Purifying Flames
I
off
don't know, man.
cooldown
This
again,
looks dangerous.
Recovery.
He had a 4 stack on him for quills. He's getting kind of low.
Yeah, that's scary. I mean, it's
Bristle's
oh my.
working. Ooh, he might kill
He
him.
can actually get this. J4 with the Leech Seed.
Yeah, he had
Recovery's
to
going to go into the trees. I
He's
think
still dead, I
he has
Oh,
the
no.
tangos, though. He's just going to walk out. You got to be real careful with those stacks.
Still
They last
threatening.
for so long now, too.
If he gets 6 here and swaps the Swindles, he could just get a kill. But he's not 6.
Do you get Sunder at 6, Terrorblade?
Most Terrorblades do not, but I think in this situation when you're farming in the offlane, I would get it. It's very mana expensive, but if you're against a Bristle, it may be something you need. But a lot of TVs skip it later, just so that they can farm faster by having more levels in a second skill. Or lowering, or increasing the damage at your third.
Bignum was looking to perhaps gank the mid lane, but places a ward instead. General, right now, as far as the CS department, 20-11 versus 25-14. Relatively even, but Razor has a slight edge right now. And the top lane, expect some more aggression to come. J4 level 4 now has Nature's Guys for the surprise attacks, but there is a sentry there to scout him out in case he is in that area.
Axe does still have tangos, keeps bringing himself tangos. He needs this that way Sprout doesn't just hard counter him.
He's going bottle too.
Does
that surprise you?
On Axe.
Yeah.
I don't think it's super weird. He's in a safe lane, he might need more regen. Gives him the ability to use Battle Hunger and Berserker's Call a little bit more. I think it's a good idea.
Top lane, Fortune's End to Swindles, along with Purifying Flames, but he, despite not having almost any items, is damn tanky because of that Bristleback passive. Jesse and Hanson going to be pushing bot lane. We have double TP support. Is there any
They'll see him
initiation
coming in.
possibility? J4 is invis. Doesn't have his ultimate, but Leech Seed might be enough. Hanskin does have Black Gold. Don't think he wants to use it. He's going to have to sacrifice his
Yeah.
life here.
Ooh,
Dunk will not work.
bit of a mistake. That's a
Kill
big
him
cooldown,
once.
75 seconds. Not to mention, I mean, it's a very small thing, but it gets him from place to place faster, you know? Like,
Yeah.
losing that movement speed is going to very slightly decrease their inefficiency.
You are not. You should come out with a shirt that says "You are not efficient." What do you think? And then just your face. I think you can get away
I
with
don't know.
that. I'm pretty sure. You're an efficiency
Too
master.
obscure.
Birch.
It wouldn't have appeal for people wearing it in places outside of people in New Dota. You can like wear that to the supermarket. People would be like, "That's a really fucking dumb
Well,
shirt." The guy
I
looks like an
wear
idiot.
some ridiculous stuff. I think
All right,
most people
but
don't care about
you,
that.
You do not have shame. We've already confirmed this.
I feel like if you wear a Dota shirt, that doesn't have any general theme to it. A lot of people think that's weird, right? To wear it out in public.
A little bit, yes, but it's not as bad as like my face on a shirt that says you are not inefficient.
Okay,
Like, what
if
the-
you're wearing a shirt with your face on it, yes, I can I can
No, if,
definitely see that one.
any general person would be doing that, it would be weird.
All right, so if you're saying, okay, here's an example. You get a shirt with a Kappa face on it. Do you think people would be ashamed or weirded out by wearing that? That's actually accurate. That's the one accurate
Yeah, me
stat
too,
you've had
actually.
so far.
That's most of my wardrobe is secret shop. Literally, I've got all Dota shirts, too many, and I'm like, I'm 28 years old. I'm making a mistake with
Flax
my life.
makes it sound so bad, but I love it. Limp, mid lane, shackled, Fortune's End, Purifying Flames, and the dunk will finish him off. The freak takes a little bit of damage, but will walk away.
The Dazzle counter, man, you can't grave him. You're like, okay, he's just gonna get chopped anyways. Why would I grave? So
Yeah, that's true.
it sucks to be Dazzle this game. But on the bright side for complexity, they have an axe. An axe just doesn't scale amazingly. The hero just does peak off eventually.
Grave is now purgeable, right?
No, there's no way. That would be way too good.
Didn't they just add that in the last patch?
Was it? I really doubt it.
I thought that was one of the nerfs. That's
There's
Can you check
no
that?
way. Like, people would just buy Yules every time they're against a Dazzle, and it would do
Yeah.
nothing.
My
There's
bottom
no
lane.
way.
I could have sworn that was one of the updates, but maybe it was just.
Oh,
a
you
dream.
might get a Swindle skill. Needs like one more spin
lane.
and a chop. He can chop.
He can chop.
He can chop. He could have chopped
208
him.
HP. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he
kill
definitely
threshold's
could've killed him.
300.
No, it's
He's not gonna
250.
catch up now.
He could have killed him 100%. He was at 200
Yeah.
HP. Big mistake there from Max.
Recovery, bot lane, taking a static link and a plasma field. Has Sunder available if he needs to use it.
Are you serious?
He's playing it real deep.
Was there like a tiny little patch that happened like 2 days ago or something?
No, it was part of the big patch is what I remember. Black hole on top of recovery and the shadow wave to finish him off.
Wow, are you serious? I don't even believe Slack. I literally need to check this.
You can check it. I mean, that's what I remember. So the point I was trying to make is Fortune's End will also take it off if needed.
Yeah, like, that's so good.
And any Yules pickup, like you said. General in the mid lane is going to be pushing, creating as much space as he can, as most of the complexity is in the bot lane jungle. And Chessie has a lot of tree ants to work with. When Obra Venom drums, J4 is going to get some TP support. And it is Terrorblade just to farm away at these creeps. Meanwhile, mid lane, nothing's happening. So did you find it?
I finally got to the Dota 2 updates page that shows all the little tiny patch notes that they don't talk very much about.
No, it's the big one. It was the big patch. Anywho, mech now. Hansking has mech. Expect them to want to fight a little bit more often now. We'll see.
It's literally not there in the big one. And I don't think it would be.
Alright, Windrunner.
Yeah, see? There's no fucking way.
Chessie's gonna TP out.
I'll accept that Slacks was trolling me, but since then you're completely wrong. It would make
Cheshire
Cheshire
Cat!
so worthless.
Oh! No Malefice. Just outside the range. That was super close. Zefreak's just gonna stack these Ancients. For the old, I assume, Bristleback. Who is not super farm right now, but working towards a Vanguard for himself. Do you think this is a what's it called? Crimson Guard game.
I mean, Crimson Guard is almost always the wrong choice, in my opinion. Against a Wind Ranger, it's not bad. I can kind of see some value there. It's going to make Wind Ranger really bad for a long time. Especially if she buys Axe first. Usually her damage is only about 130 at that point. So if you're blocking half of that just with Crimson Guard, and then you're also having to worry about armor, then Wind Ranger's going to do nothing during team fights. But with that said, I think it really limits their carry potential, and I don't know if that's what they want to do. Usually Bristol wants to just go like Vanguardist and Y. But considering we're in Captain's Draft and they don't really have an ideal lineup anyways, maybe it's the right choice.
It's going to be a tower trade. Tier 1 mid for a Tier 2 top. Obviously, advantage going to complexity. Although the mid-tier tower is super important. So going back to the Dazzle thing, I think the only thing I can think of why I think that, and it's fucked me so many times now. Remember those fake patch notes that came out like a week before the big patch?
Yeah, that's why I don't read those.
I know, it fucked me hard, I'm not gonna lie. I just get so excited for that stuff. I mean, it was right on like 50% of the stuff it said. So that's,
was it?
I might have made that up, but it was right on some cases,
okay.
for sure. But some of them were like super obvious changes too. So.
Yeah, it's dangerous to read those. If the patch notes don't come out, then you get confused when you're recalling it later. I've had that happen to me in casts and stuff too.
Damn you fake patch notes, man.
I love where Swindles is standing. This is really smart. Like, he's getting evasion. It's working out really nice.
Gonna take out this ancient stack. No, I can't hear you, pimp. Limp, mid lane, dead. Thank you. He's might be in some trouble here. He's going to be found out. Dazzle
Oh, this is bad.
applies
He's losing a
the
lot of
weave. He's
experience.
going to be stuck in the corner here and forced to look his enemy in the eye as he gets chopped down to death. And they're going to clean up the rest of the ancient stack. So,
Ooh, man.
2 dead for complexity very quickly.
I mean, he got about 1,000 gold out of that, but that's a big counter. That's experience that got shared. Normally, Bristlebacks can really accelerate by getting those stacks. And it got a little stolen. No, there's no way people pick... Unless you're talking about pubs. Are you getting your stats from pubs?
Of course he is.
Alright.
Cheshire Cat has the blink,
Dire's bottom tower
ready to
is
go.
under attack.
Anybody shows up to defend, which would be Limp in this case, but
Dire's
Tier 1 tower
bottom
is sacked.
tower has
Actually, they're going to find Limp. Berserker calls cancel. J4 looking for a leech seed. They're not able to catch up. Limp is super fast with that Yasha. And looks like they're just going to give up that tower and get out of dodge.
Yeah, he's just going to go standard S&Y build. I think he's going to have to go Manta here to be able to remove the overgrowth from Treant Protector. S&Y is normally the standard, but I don't know if I like Manta that much. Maybe he just goes S&Y BKB. That might be better, but the overgrowth is going to hurt him in some of the fights. But with that
Chessie
said,
top
Manta is
lane.
bad.
Crowding up recovery, who gets weaved up. What do you think about Chessie going Ags this game?
I think going Ags first on Nature's Prophet is completely fine. It's the standard build. You go Phase Drum, that way you can do stuff in the early game, then you get Ags, and then you apply some really annoying split push. I think the place where some Prophets go wrong, and in one of the ways that DC went wrong when they played Nature's Prophet, is they went Octarine afterwards. I think that's
Oh my, overgrowth into a
What a
shackle shot
shackle.
on 2 heroes. Limp is disabled for the entirety of the fight. Barely gets his mech off in time, or Hanskin that is. Hanskin attempting to run away. Leech Seed, not even needed. The chop brings him
Nice
down.
fight.
2 dead. PR looking real good in this early game.
Yeah, shackles like that, man. That's game winning when your whole team is there.
I hear Slacks is a real fan of the shackle shot.
I don't know, man. Wind Ranger's looking okay this game.
Dire's middle
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
Metamorphosis pop for Terrorblade as he pounds away at this tower.
He also interestingly went Maelstrom first. I think he did this because there's a lot of pushing coming out of Complexity's heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Kind of
attack.
a weird pickup, but it can work.
I guess it's decent against the Treants in general.
Yeah, good against Treants, good against Eidolons. He can farm faster without having to rely on eggs.
Do the
Like
Treants
that.
still have magic resistance, or did they get rid of that?
I believe they got rid of that, but they have been buffed in damage recently. They do like 30 damage a hit.
I want to see one of the big Treants, the greater Treants.
I think they do like 90 damage or something.
They're pretty
Radiant's
awesome.
middle tower is under attack.
J4 has 1,500 gold. The thing I like about Treant this patch is you buy an Iron Talon and just go into the jungle for a while. You'll be able to farm pretty consistently. You can get a decently timed Ags. Cheshire Cat getting initiated top. Should find his way to the grave one way or another. And the ulti will do the job. Unfortunately, Chessie does not have Ags, so we don't get to see that greater Treant yet.
Alright, he's got it now. His egg's like cleaned up or something.
And J4 scouting him out. Has Overgrowth ready. They just need one person to TP in. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Recovery is doing that TP job. Actually, he was going to the fountain. Chessie, Overgrowth,
Radiant's
Leech
middle
seated
tower
up.
He just TPs again, yeah.
Fortune's End, and TP's out safely.
Yep, pretty straightforward escape. He needed somebody to TP, but it had to be somebody with nukes. Ideally, it would have been like Wind Ranger. It's a frustrating moment for a support when you have a kill like that, but the wrong people come.
Radiant's middle
That's
tower
what supports
is
should be
under
doing,
attack.
looking for kills like that, kill opportunities,
Oh,
setting
this
them
could
up.
be big. Windrunner has the Blink Dagger, can get a decent shackle if positioned correctly. Swindle's picked up Crimson Guard. There's the Nature's
Okay.
Prophet Axe, as you said, officially has it now in his inventory. And they're just going to back up, it seems. What's their potential for Roche?
If
Bristol's
they get
pretty damn
Medallion, they can
good.
do it really easy. They can do it decently without. Against Swindles went for Crimson Guard, so he doesn't have massive damage right now, but his survivability against Roche is very high.
And Zephyr could get the eventual Solar Crest, actually. Would be amazing for Swindles.
Yes, it's actually a pretty good Solar Crest game, I agree with that.
J4 invisible in the jungle. He's going to find Handskin. Does not have Overgrowth. Actually, as I say that, it comes off cooldown. And Handskin's going to be found out and in all likelihood surrounded and brought down. Does have Black Hole, but unlikely to use it. My god, that was a lot of damage by the Wrath of Nature on Windrunner, but not going to matter.
Treant just hit so hard. He like swings his giant tree branches and then they just connect and somebody dies. It's pretty
And he has the
crazy.
point booster. He's halfway to his Ags. Love to see Ags on this hero.
On the
Bill
bright
is
side, complexity
all
is
alone.
very good ways to cut trees.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to take Berserker's Call, Leech Seed. I mean, he can take a beating, that's for damn sure. Takes an Overgrowth as well, and here comes Oracle. Just completely surrounded. Shackle Shot's available if needed.
Call's so good against Bristle.
God, he takes so much damage, but eventually the Culling Blade will work.
You know, if Berserker's Call didn't make him turn around, that would have been so different. Z-Freak might die. when
Yeah,
he
that's
doesn't
true.
get him. But the fact that he has to turn around and fight, he could have potentially killed him otherwise. Z-Freak's gonna die now too.
He's done for. Extra move speed from Battle Hunger is just way too much to go against, especially with the lowly Dazzle. Meanwhile, top lane, wow, Blink Dagger picked up on Terror Blade. Very interesting. He's gonna get sprouted up, doesn't connect with it.
Ooh. I guess he has
That-
Quelling.
Gets living armored now. Will he live? Seems yes is
Yeah.
the answer to that question. What do you think of Blink?
I think he just got it because he doesn't want to have to worry about dying, and it does that for him. He's got 978 HP despite being a very farmed hero, you know? He's got the most CS in the game, he's still very vulnerable. But Blink Dagger, he can get out of sprouts. He doesn't have to worry about walking through black holes or something. He can just jump, and he can also get low and just jump and sunder somebody and try to kill him that way. That's another thing he can do.
That's a little cheesy, but I do like it. Wow, that's a very interesting stat.
That one's reaching. He can also chase after Nature's Prophet a little bit better too. Rather than quelling through a tree, he can just blink on the inside and start hitting him. It's not necessarily a great item, but it also does increase your farming level. It may be something that you don't see on first glance, but if he's blinking from camp to camp a little bit, it does slightly increase your farming
The
level.
anti-mage factor, almost.
Yes, probably not faster than an SNY would, because that would increase your movement speed by
The
8%,
Blink
but-
reflection initiation. Big time, right there.
Exactly. He doesn't actually have it leveled up, though, just one skill point in it, but I don't think that's terrible. The duration is 2.5 here.
He's going to find Bristle back here, but does not want to fight him by any means. SNY was the choice for Razor, so not opting
Okay.
to go for the Manta.
I just
So
think
he has
had
to go BKB this game then, right, to get out of the overgrowth.
I mean, it's up to you, kind of. Might be an Ags game, honestly.
Oh,
just
Terror
generic
Blade,
stats and Ags
static
is what I do.
blinked, Force Staffed away. Cheshire has some nice farm, Blink Force Staff.
Yeah, I think Razor just
Oh,
needs
top
generic
lane,
stats.
Shackle on Chessie. Easy kill.
Spilled Pain off, didn't get Ags, doesn't want to do the I can't do anything for a long time for Wind Ranger, and he's got enough levels now that his really high strength gain has allowed him to make him survivable. So maybe this build has only really worked well because he has other aggressive heroes on the team, not to mention Living Armor, but he's made the build work, the Blink with Maelstrom.
Tier 2 tower taken out by Complexity. Top lane getting pressured by PR. Believe they'll be able to get it, although there's free fortification to be used. Recovery. Oh, he gets Malefist at the last second. He does have Sunder. He's not even going to be able to... He's not even going to try to use it.
That's
Probably
hard.
would have died regardless, but...
Yeah, I think so too, honestly.
2-minute cooldown. Probably not worth it. I mean, that's a pretty long cooldown, actually. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's painful.
Is
Yeah, I
that... how does it work versus BKB?
You might just get their HP, but not reduce theirs.
Right.
But I might be wrong. You still do the damage through BKB? Okay.
Alright. Interesting.
Pimp is 90% sure that you still swap the HP. I'm not sure, I don't play Terrorblade.
Looks to be a free Roche for Complexity as Limp takes the Aegis for himself. Blink now on Enigma. So
I
they
would
have
like
the
to
initiation
see-
possibilities.
Maybe a Scott or an AC as well on Razor, that might be good. But I think Eggs is just a straightforward pickup. There's not that many summons from PR. Just push towers, do a lot of minus armor.
J4, only 500 away from Aghanim Scepter, allowing him to put eyes everywhere on the map. Complexity has decent... Yeah, they can get rid of trees very easily, actually, with both Nature's Prophet and even Midnight Pulse if they want to. Chessie getting initiated on in the jungle, and Focus Fire is very strong, and he doesn't
Damn,
have
dude.
Ags yet.
That's an Eggs now. He is like so far ahead. He's actually just owning this game. This is like how you have to play Wind Ranger. You have to play him as a ganking hero. I think people got a little bit lost in the slasher build, and they got too focused on the Ags with the blink into BKB. Maybe this is the way to play him. Get ahead and then go back towards that build.
Yeah, I mean, that kill, now that he has Ags, that kill will happen in 50% of the time, basically.
Yeah.
Going to be so much stronger now. So people like Nature's Prophet have to be super careful. I mean, Windrunner in general is a great counter to Nature's Prophet anyway, because you can't really sprout with always having that power shot available. There's no point in using it unless he sprouts. Or just want the kill. Axe now has even more mobility with a Shadow Blade. This is awesome. I love these kind of builds. He's going to find complexity in the jungle.
They also saw him. Oh, they go on him first.
Yeah, Malefice. Nasal Goo
Really
on top
good
of it.
force.
Wrath of Nature. We have a Nature's Prophet on his way. Right-clicking away. False Promise applied to Cheshire Cat. Trying to get healed up. Static Link will take some damage. Blinks away. How much damage is he going to take is the question. As they try to clean up Oracle, they'll at least get that. And Axe is, well, full HP.
It's Oracle, man. He went
Oh, he had
into this
regen.
as well.
Yeah, you're right. Regen. Oh, man, that is sick. Regen in False Promise. You take no damage. That is actually amazing. That is really good. That's something you don't really think about. Just bottle in general, right? Like, just using a bottle while False Promise.
Oh, he comes forward though. That was the smoke breaking.
He gets
Did they see
sprouted
him?
up.
They actually can't see him.
Yeah, but they'll create some treants. They're no worse for wear. Chessie battle hungered up. And tower's gonna take a little bit of damage. Swindle shackled for now, but
Maelstrom helps so much here.
yeah, it really is helping push the wave quite a bit. Manta picked up by Terrorblade, and Ags officially on Treant Protector, which for these base defenses isn't great unless they dive close to a tree. So he'll start getting vision up in the forest, and obviously the overgrowth will now do damage if a tree is nearby. Or if he has an eye on a tree, I should say.
I mean, the vision might just make a huge impact just because Windranger is already a great gank hero. Axe can't really solo kill, but if Treant can just help find those setups, then it's going to do a massive amount to help Complexity get behind.
Cheshire Cat top lane, Lothar's, and he's going to find Z-Freak, and you have to think this is just an insta-gib. Or close to it. Berserker's Call, Battle Hunger, with the help of Windrunner. They chop him away.
Wow. Well,
support's too late.
it looks like Chessie is going for the Octarine build after Eggs, and I just don't know if I like it. I just remembered the DC game where they had Aghanims and Octarine, and it was really early, and it was good timing. But then they just lost the game because they had a Nature's Prophet with Eggs and Octarine. You know, it's like 10,000 net worth of items, and all it does is make your one skill do more damage. It doesn't give you control, it doesn't give you escape. I mean, we've seen him die multiple times now to Windranger, just focus firing him in a shackle onto a tree, and it just sucks so much for him.
So does
But-
that mean he's going to go Refresher after that? And go all in with the push?
And it's an amazing counter push ability, but I feel like if you have Octarine, you go Hex next or something, or Blink Hex. He needs a way to actually contribute well to team fights.
Well, one thing's for sure with this build, there will always be a lane pushed in Complexity.
Yes. That's one of the benefits. But if you start losing team fights really badly, you're going to wish you had a different item.
Yeah, J4 already getting to work on these trees. His jungle is nicely visioned up, if you will.
I will.
You will. Got to be one of the coolest Ags in the game, for sure. Really love that.
Yeah.
I mean, the old school Treant Protector, for people that don't know, one of his skills used to be the Eyes in the Forest.
Very
Which is a
similar
regular
to this,
skill.
yeah. But it would...
It was like an owl,
there's a
right?
couple. Well, there's a few. The first one was like an owl, and it would just give vision, and your opponents could kill it. But the tree would look too static. It was like the same image, so it looked like a Christmas tree. And if you put it on the dire side of the map, you would see it as a Christmas tree instead of a like a dead tree. And then I think they changed it to also look like a dead tree, and then they changed it to be like an owl that would like attack from where the tree was or something. It got changed. Tree Protector is
Yeah, I
actually
remember
one of the most
the
changed
attacking
heroes.
one. I think I was not playing Dota at that time. That was later on. Yep. So
That's true.
Slacks never played Dota 1. He played League of Legends, pretty sure. Big League of Legends
I
fan?
believe he was a Team Fortress player then, but I may be wrong.
God, that would make so much sense if he was.
Why?
That game, seriously. No comment.
I think you have made a comment.
I can go on a rant about TF2, but I'm not gonna. The reason I don't like TF2 is because I waited for the original release for 8 years. 8 years. And now they came out with the cartoon, so not a big fan. Looks like we have a smoke by PR. How many of these heroes are Nature's Guys? Nobody, actually. Just warding up for now and putting an eye in the forest.
I
Is
mean,
that
the
what it's
game
actually
was
called?
the game was literally based on a bunch of like wacky mechanics, such as like jumping by shooting explosions at your feet. How could they not make it unrealistic? in
No,
terms
no,
of theme.
the original TF2 was supposed to be what Battlefield was, and they remade the game 3 times and then end up just switching everything to be like TF2. So it's not necessarily that the game is bad; it's
You
that I
sound
was
bitter.
looking forward to a specific game. And it
Yeah,
never came out.
exactly. That's just bitter.
Yeah, it is bitter. There's nothing wrong with that. You weren't a part of that 8-year process, Purge. Okay.
You're right.
So much ridicule at my high school. I was in high school for 8 years. So.
I see.
Cheshire Cat 4 steps away out of the sprout.
Were you like circle jerking TF2 for like years, and then when it came out bad, everybody just made fun of you?
Yeah, pretty much. No, nobody liked TF2 when it came out. It was good for like a month. I don't know. Anywho, Chessie racking up the gold here. Shiva's guard picked up by Limp. He's gonna get
Well, he
Berserker
catches
call.
Razor, but
Or staffed away as well.
I think this is not going to
Shiva's
work
in.
ultimately.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat's not going to get the backup he needs, and down he
Oh,
goes.
big
That's a
Treant.
greater Treant! Oh,
96.
1600 health, 96 damage. And it's just going to stand there.
On
It
the
doesn't even
backside
look
of
big.
Yes.
this?
Uh,
The cosmetics?
some of them do look big, but this one apparently does not.
Actually, that is... You would think that's actually an advantage then, to have
is
a
an
slight
advantage,
advantage to have cosmetics now. It's turning into TF2, guys!
Pay to win. Pay to win Treants.
Alright, they have a tree with eyes here. If they can get
It's
a
this
little
one.
bit closer...
He's right
That's-
there.
It's that one right there. They could just Midnight Pulse it very easily, but this is going to be
Look
a
at that
3
damage.
racks with Axe dead.
It's that Treant, dude.
Has fallen.
It's all the Treant. This person
I'm-
is not doing anything.
I mean, I can't help but blame Axe for this. Like Axe
Yeah,
went
that was-
on the Razor by himself because he was invisible, but his team just didn't go.
It was
Maybe
super
that's his
ambitious.
team's fault. Maybe it's his fault, but they're gonna get 2 wrecks because of this.
Defensive weave. Axe will be up in 5 seconds, so they'll lose the tier 3 at the very least. If not, no, they're not even going to get that. Playing a little bit safe. And Chessie with
They're trying to
another
fight.
Wrath of Nature.
Can Axe grab somebody? No, he's gonna play safe.
We haven't really seen anything from Terrorblade yet. I'm waiting for this hero to come online.
Definitely one of the issues with the hero. His gank power is basically non-existent in the early game. He takes a lot of items to get any HP, and he requires Metamorphosis to do any damage. But he also still requires allies to set up kills for him.
I'm sure it's every Treant. Just buy any cosmetic that gives you
No,
different Treants.
the ones that look like Christmas trees look big. I've
Oh,
seen
they
those
do?
ones. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's going to be on Reddit. New bug. I mean, there's no reason they should think any of those are... You have to literally click on it to know the difference now,
Yeah.
in this case.
Did it make any difference?
Probably
Nope.
not, but... It's there just in case. You never know. It has potential to be game-breaking, Purge, okay? You just leave that one
Right.
Treant, you're like, no, it's no big deal, and it just, like, racks you by itself, right? With that 96 damage. Pretty
Yeah.
whopping.
Swindles has opted to go the full like utility bristleback build. I guess he's relying entirely on Razor to be the carry. I guess. I actually, I think it's an okay decision this game because for this reason, they need to disarm Wind Ranger sometimes.
Oh, Limp focus fired, but General's going to think better of it once Swindle shows up. Yeah, I mean,
He's going
Razor
BKB.
Razor isn't really a carry. He's kind of an anti-carry. He just steals the damage, and you just build
That's
tanky,
not true.
right?
I mean, I wouldn't say, like, yes, he has an ability that is anti-carry, but he's a hero that generally is a tanky carry, somebody that does damage with their skills, and rather than their right clicks, more or less, and does more damage the more he's alive, basically. So,
Right.
yeah, he
Well,
can transition.
I mean,
to
when you
carry.
compare him to like a Terrorblade, Terrorblade is a hard carry. Just needs
No,
a lot to get
yeah,
on.
I don't like the lingo you're using. Like a hard carry is somebody that scales really well with items and does damage by their right clicks, kind of.
All
It's
right, who's the
how
harder
it-
carry, Terrorblade or Razor?
I would say Terrorblade, but they're both a little bit interesting of heroes. TB has other elements.
yeah,
of
it's
this hero
never
that makes
it's never black and white, obviously. But
I mean, sometimes it is. Like PA is clearly a hard carry. She does tons of damage if she has items, whereas Terrorblade has some pushing aspects and some.
I mean,
other
even
team fight
Terrorblade
aspects.
has an anti-carry mechanism in the reflection, right? The more items you get on, or the better you scale late game, agility especially,
Yeah.
your illusions are gonna wreck.
But I would say TB is more of a hard carry because he buys items that makes him do more damage. Whereas Razor can buy things like Shiva's, and you're like, okay, that's totally fine. It makes sense. Even though Shiva's on paper is not a carry item. All it does is let him stay alive to let his skills do
Oh
damage.
my, Swindles. Shackled
He's
up to the
tanky.
tree. Z-Freak is here for the grave if needed. And yeah, he is just super duper tanky. Terrorblade has 6 stacks of Quill Spray on him as Z-Freak is blown up and Swindles is looking the enemies in the eyes again, and that's not going to help with the dunk. Completely misses a black hole.
A good hole,
on
got
3.
three.
Limp is dealing so much damage on the sidelines. They're going to clean up 3, no problem. The overgrowth was too late. J4 is forced to nature's guys and TP out. But the damage
It's a
is
gem.
done. They can just push this.
Bristle's
Lots of
alive,
pings.
by the way.
Yeah, he barely lived.
That black hole was so stupidly sick. That was actually so good. You got 3 heroes with it, save the bristleback, and guaranteed kills there. Razor stays alive, lowers armor, does enough right-click damage to kill some heroes. That was a really good fight by Complexity.
Unfortunately, Bristleback can't get back to this bottom lane very quickly, but I'm sure some damage can be done to the tier 4.
He's almost got AC now, too.
Is under attack.
Buyback by Terrorblade. Is that enough to take them back? I don't know. I mean, Terrorblade does have a Scotty now, so...
Doesn't have his ult, AK Metamorphosis.
Yeah, the real ult, that's true. Initiates in, but Limp's just going to steal a bunch of damage. In fact, it's almost going to be a full duration static Link. Good God, 182 damage. But Fate's Edict is going to prevent him from attacking. Living Armor not going to do too much for this tower. They're going to get to tier 3 at the very least.
Radiant's bottom
They should get back now,
tower
Wind
has
Rangers. I mean, maybe they stay, but if he gets shackled, he dies.
He's going to
fallen.
take a reflection.
Radiant's tower has fallen.
Shivas is still online. Mech is caught by Handskin. Here's the initiation. Cheshire Cat only finds Limp. Handskin, overgrowth on the sideline with that beautiful overgrowth from the eyes in the trees. And Limp just shackled and brought down. Stayed a little bit too long.
Yeah, big overgrowth as well. Catching him on the back line, guaranteed 2 kills instead of just 1.
Meanwhile, top lane.
Has fallen.
Nature's
Pimp was
Prophet.
really trying to get us to look up there, but we refused. We're like, there's a fight. Nothing else can be happening.
Oh, that's a range... actually, they didn't quite get the range Rex bottom, but the range Rex is killed top by Nature's Prophet. And oh my god, the melee is almost dead too. That's going to heal up with not only passive regen, but Treant Protector himself.
Dazzle actually
Wow.
maxed out his Poison Touch this game. Interesting.
Huh, that is interesting.
You know, every time I do this, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be good. I'm going to make it work. And every time it's horrible.
Double damage.
That's why it's a mini black hole, man. What is the... Oh, they actually fortified. This is going to be a dead Rax top lane. There's no way they can stop this many tree ants.
Radiant's top
Oh
tower
my
has
goodness.
fallen.
And their whole lineup
Yeah.
is alive. That is really unfortunate.
He did go for the Refresher build. See, this is where
Oh,
it works,
yeah.
basically. If your team can win fights with you getting these dumb items, then the game just ends, because it's impossible for them to stop your treants.
Wow, Fortune's End actually did quite a bit of AoE damage there against those tree ants. But
Yeah, 180 on a 6-second cooldown. It's not terrible.
I mean, a set of racks is all that remains for PR, and you have to think that this is an extremely uphill battle, especially against a Nature's Prophet with this kind of build. And this is going to be the most frustrating. This is... What did we have game 1? Remember the game 1 that went forever? That was a Naga. I mean, Nature's Prophet is a different kind of rat, but in some ways the same. Always have to be on your toes.
Yeah, it's different, definitely, but just makes it so hard for them.
Handskin, forced to pop his BKB. General pops his in
Oh,
turn.
he's just dying.
Yeah, General's got to be real careful. Blink is up very shortly. He has the Aegis, so they can be a little bit of aggressive, but problem is they're missing 2 racks. They need to go for something big. And with that black hole still up, it's always something you got to think about. It's not even about the usage of black hole. It's just the threat of it.
I really like what Limp did here. He disassembled his S&Y and he went for a Manta. I think early on, the S&Y advantage it gives you is too important to pass up, but the late game Manta pickup's working out really nice. They might fight this. There's a bottle on the ground. No one wants it? Okay.
Windows will take it. Okay,
Well, he might call
he'll
this-
actually destroy it. Why not just take it? You have 2 slots.
I don't know. It's obviously theirs. Oh, missed
Oh
call.
boy, initiation. Hansen getting blown up. The Coaling Blade will finish him off. Limp pops his ult. Oracle taking quite a bit of damage to the Wrath of Nature. Pops the False Promise. Will stay alive for now, but in all likelihood will drop in the end. Meanwhile, bottom
Prophet's
lane,
hitting
Rax
Rax.
being taken out by Chessie. And I don't think there's any way PR can stop this onslaught as the action continues middle, but all that really matters is this Rax. And that is Mega Creep's Complexity will in all likelihood take this game and this series 2-1. Chessie will pay for it with his life, but well worth it.
Yeah, this is not like last game. They're 38 minutes in. They don't really have that much split push. They do have a Maelstrom on Wind Ranger, but it's just not going to be enough to stop the onslaught of All which is already a lot of creeps due to the Treants, but Mega's on top of that.
Yeah,
And they
we're
just
going to call
it a
GG
game.
and Fountain.
That's going to be it. So that's the conclusion of our first set of the day.
All right, well,
Complexity.
Complexity moves on to the next round, while PR will drop to the lower brackets for these qualifier best of threes. Flax, you have any final words? What? Do we?
Yeah, no, there's 2 sets today, aren't
I
there?
thought there was 2 sets. All right, either way, we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be back one way or another to decide. Oh, okay, so a match was moved. All right. So, just like to give a shout out to our sponsors. Let me turn on the stream to find out who they are. JK. It's 100TB, PIA, who we've been working with a lot lately, especially PIA with the what do you call it? Proxy. In China, it was super helpful actually, since the internet was beyond garbage. But shout outs to them for sponsoring, along with Game Leap, who's a new sponsor for us. Really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and I'll talk again after the break to catch you up on what the schedule actually is. So we'll be back.